right, we are here and we are back. Good morning, Denise, for another great workout from CrossFit Hyattsville. It is Thursday. It is January 28th. This will be our last Zoom of the January month, the first month in 2021. I feel like we were just saying it was our last of the year in December. We have a great workout, a lot of small 6-minute AMRAPs to really test our system, a little high intensity, a few different couplets. We're going to get warmed up with our normal 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. There are a few moves I just want to highlight before we get into the warm-up. Some of them we've done before, some of them we haven't done in a while. So let me make sure that I'm on. Move my heater out of the way. And so first is the alt hang split snatch. All right, and I know we've done this one because we've talked about how technical it is. First of all, because it's a hang, we're always going to deadlift the weight first. And again, with hang, you can come to the side or in between your legs is okay. We're going to go right up into the snatch above head. Opposite leg goes forward for the split. Okay, so I've already deadlifted up. I'm going to come in and I'm going with my right arm up overhead. Left leg is going forward. When we get back to standing, it's front first, stand up. Then you'll switch, split, left arm goes up, right leg comes forward, front leg first, stand up, alt, here, always front first, here, all right? So, definitely in the warm-up, that could be a little weird balance-wise. So go with a lighter weight if you have one. And think about, you don't want your feet too close together in terms of being like on a tightrope, so we're not going side to side. And you want a good base when you get into that jump, okay? So that is the alt hang split snatch. We're also going to do up-down devil's presses alternating. So we've done these before. Instead of going all the way to the ground, we jump to a plank. So we're going to come down, jump back to plank, come up, and then all the way up like a devil's press, switch on the way down, up. Okay, that's the up-down devil's press. Right arm or single arm thrusters are no different than a regular thruster. Okay, and then the right single arm clean and jerks. So one head has to touch the ground. So from here up to your shoulder and then overhead. All right, one head touches, come under and here. So we're receiving it in that quarter squat, standing up. You could go right into it if you want. And then for the jerk, I'm jumping under it and standing all the way up before I lower the weight. Down and up. So those are the 4 technical moves. We're going to practice them right now in the warm-up, and then they will be featured in each of the 4 6-minute AMRAPs during the WOD. All right, so if there's any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to practice them. We're doing our regular 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We're going to start with a jump rope or penguin claps, which I'm going to be doing because it's a little windy outside. And your dumbbell is handy for the next few moves. I'm going to get us going on the clock here. And we are going to get going in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Whether you're doing hollow, whether you're doing penguin claps or jumping, really think about keeping everything close to the middle line, tight core, Try and hold that sort of standing hollow position. Find a rhythm. 10 seconds. Just trying to get our body warm. Get our blood flowing a little bit. 2, 1, rest. All right. Now you're gonna grab one of those dumbbells, really on something lighter if you have it. And we are gonna practice the alt hang split snatch. Because it's a hang, coming from above the knee, we always deadlift first. So deadlift, and then here, above, switch, opposite leg forward, and always step with that front leg first, and come all the way to standing. I like, for this move, to drop the weight in between my legs, kind of like a kettlebell swing. Requires a little thinking to get your coordination together. 2, 1, and rest. Carefully lower that. Next round, we're doing burpees. I know we all know these. 2 feet back, chest and thighs touch, 2 feet forward. Stand up and jump. Scales, you could do an up down where you go to plank. 1, go. You can also do a step back burpee and stand up and jump. You could do a step back up down. You could use your knees to incorporate the push up. Whatever is the right option for you. I really try and jump with my feet wide and my toes pointed forward so that when I land, I'm ready to jump. I also think about piking as I come up. 2, 1. Really kind of getting into that pike position. Next is the alt up down devil's press. So back with the dumbbell. And I'm fine if you start with it on the ground. So you're gonna go down, jump back, and the weight goes up. Switch on the way down. Like the snatch, I like to bring this one in between my legs. And when I'm coming down, I switch hands around my chest, let the weight go in between my legs, just like we sort of hike the kettlebell down to the ground, just to protect my back. 2, 1, rest. All right. Next is the single arm thruster. So we'll take the weight from the ground, clean it up, drop into that squat. We're just gonna stay on the right arm for half the time, and then we're gonna switch to the left arm. So you can go right into your squat and press, driving through the ground and using that momentum to get the weight in the air. All the way, everything locks out. Switch hands. Get a few on the left side. I have one head of the dumbbell touching my shoulder to ride it down. And rest. All right. Last one on the dumbbell before we get into some core is the clean and jerk. Same thing, right arm only, and then we'll switch halfway through. 1, go, shoulder, and stand. Head goes all the way down. And you can kind of string them together Or it's okay to stand up and gather yourself at the top of the clean. Now for these switch arms, for these I do like to go and touch on the outside of my legs. And again, that's just my preference, but coming to the middle is okay too, if that's what you like. All right, next up, we're gonna get on the ground on our backs, hollow body flutter kicks. This is for our finisher. 2, 1. So go ahead and start on your back. Get those legs out. Arms are out if you're feeling solid. My low back is the only thing touching. And we're kicking up and down. My toes are pointed. My quads are locked. No bend in the knee. To modify, you could bring your arms down. You could also have your arms up and bring your knees in a little bit. To scale. 2, 1. Rest. And then the last one is our straight leg sit up. So our legs are going to be out straight. As we're coming up, we're really going to think about keeping all of this tight. If you have an ab mat, you can use it. Here we go. So all the way down and up. Reach for those toes if you can get them. If you don't have an ab mat, you could put a towel or something underneath as well, just to give yourself a little padding on your lumbar. 2, 1, rest. All right. Take a sip of water. That was a little peek at the finisher. Those 2 moves we'll be doing to wrap up the day. All right. Here's what we're going to do. 4 6-minute AMRAPs with 3 minutes of rest in between. So as many rounds or reps as possible for 6 minutes. Each one is a couplet of exercises. And then we'll have a 3-minute rest on the interim. So a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio. The stimulus for this should be pretty good. 6 minutes is not a long time. We should try to be moving at a pretty good clip. Let me give you the first set of rounds. The first one is going to be 12. Sorry, reading my handwriting. 12 alternating up, down devil's presses. So each time you're going to alternate arms for 12 reps. And then you're going to do 24 double unders or penguin claps. So you do your 12, you do your 24, and then you just keep repeating for 6 minutes. As many rounds or reps as possible. I'm asking a question to you all because I don't want this to be confusing. Since we have 3 minutes rest, does it make sense for me to only give you 1 AMRAP at a time, or would you like me to go through the other 3 right now? I can't read, I can't figure out the sign language.
1 at a time, I think is fine for me.
Yeah, I think 1 at a time is fine. Well,
Okay, good. All right, good. Thanks, Denise. I couldn't see your finger in the background there without my glasses and stuff. Yeah, good. I feel like it'll get confusing if I start running through all of them. So we have 3 minutes in between. I'll talk you through them in between. Okay, so for this first one, all we have to worry about is 12 of the dumbbell alt up, down devil's presses, or whatever variation, modifying the weight that you're using, and 24 double unders or penguin claps. Let me get my clock set because we're going to be doing 4 rounds of 6 minutes of work and 3 minutes of rest. All right, good. Grab your weight, get your spot ready, clear out your area. We have a nice 6-minute couplet here. Pick the weight that's right for you. I'll stop about a minute in or so just to check out form and give some general cues. And we'll be ready to go. Good luck, move well. 10 seconds, we're going with 12 alternating up, down devil's presses and 24 double unders or penguin claps in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, good. People are on the rope. Good. Make sure you come to full lockout at the top. Good. When you're pulling that weight up from the ground, make sure you're using your legs. Think about keeping your chest up in that good position as opposed to watch for rolling your back. We're over halfway. Keep it up. Doing great. 2 minutes. Hang on. Control your breath as you start feeling it really lock in your form. One minute. You lose count like I did, just keep working. 30 seconds. Finish strong. Three, two, one. All right, good work. 3 minutes here. Next round is going to be 6 single arm thrusters on the right, 6 single arm thrusters on the left, and then 6 dumbbell facing burpees. That means you do them with the dumbbell in front of you. You do your burpees, step up, jump over the dumbbell, and do it on the other side. I don't have that room in my space, so I'm going to be doing side facing burpees. A little bit different stimulus, but still incorporating the burpee and an extra jump. I just don't have the room to jump vertically. If you've been doing a lot of burpees at home and you want to sub out 24 double unders, or if you have a cardio machine and you want to do 6 cows on your cardio, that is a okay substitute. So 6 thrusters right, 6 thrusters left, 6 dumbbell facing burpees, or an appropriate substitution for 6 minutes. I'm sorry, I totally forgot. RX weights for all of these are 50 and 35. RX Plus would be 70 and 50. Everyone should be using what they have and what feels good. I'm a little sore, so I'm nowhere near the RX weights today. Just about a minute left. Grab a sip. Really think about bracing your core. One thing I want everyone, as we get into these other movements with the hang and everything, is to watch our back. So really make sure you're using your hips for your hinging. Think about chest up and not rolling that back, because otherwise at the end of this workout, you're going to have a really sore lumbar area. So really think about good form, really bracing the core with the thruster. Take a breath as you're going down and then exhale hard as you're going up. I almost take a breath before I go in the squat like I'm about to go underwater, drop, and then when I'm driving out, that's when I'm breathing out. Here we go, 10 seconds. Get ready, get your minds right. 6 thrusters right, 6 thrusters left, 6 dumbbell facing burpees in 3, 2, 1, go. Lock it out all the way. Good. Those dumbbell facing look good, Tim and Steph. Yes, Susan, get after it. Good. Keep it up, everybody. Use your off arm to counterbalance. Remember, on that sixth burpee, you gotta have finished the jump over to count it. Halfway. Good. Going through that full range of motion. Hips below the knees. Yes. You're all looking great. "90 seconds. One minute. 20 seconds. Two, one. All right. Next one is 12 of the alt hang split snatch and 24 double unders or penguin claps. Oh man. So really think about form. If you're worried about control on this movement, it's okay to scale the dumbbell. If you have one lighter, use it. If you don't feel as comfortable or safe going into these positions, this split overhead. Whew. Sorry, I'm just catching my breath here. Whew, that one got me going. All right, you're doing great. With the hang, same thing applies. When you're bringing it back, make sure you're hinging at your hips and not just bending over, all right? And think about when you're hinging, I'm gonna go in between my legs, but I'm still thinking about a really good strong back, strong core. And if you think about our snatch position, chest is up, shoulders are back and down. So I'm trying to mimic that in my hang. And that's gonna protect your low back so that you're not pulling out of your back with a rounded back. All right, just under 30 seconds left. 12, alt. So you're switching every hand. I'm gonna switch about chest level. And opposite leg goes up. We're going in 10. 12, alt hang. Remember to deadlift the weight first. And 24 double unders. Go, so we're deadlifting first. Front leg first, comes back to stand all the way up before you lower the weight. Nice strong position in that split. Deadlift up first. Front leg first, stand all the way up with it. Make sure your elbows locked out at the top. Everything is stacked before you bring it down. Yeah. Yep, those are looking good, Denise. Deadlift up first, and then initiate. Ideally, you're landing and your arm is hitting its position at the same time. Because you're using that momentum from the jump and dropping under the weight. Minutes. Minute. $15. Three, two, one. Rest. Okay. Last one. Who knew 6 minutes could go by so fast? Here we go. This one is going to be 6 right arm, hang clean and jerk. 6 left arm, hang clean and jerk. And then 6 side facing burpees. So you do a burpee on the side, jump laterally over. That's 1. Burpee jump. The rep ends after your jump, so make sure you jump on that 6th one. Remember, with the dumbbell, we're coming from the ground. One head has to touch on your way down. So I'm starting low at the ground. Chest is up, shoulders back and down. Pulling, jumping under, standing up all the way. Make sure you get the full extension. Arm is locked out, hips, knees, before that weight comes down. And then, as we come down, we're going to touch one head and get right into the next one. So 6, 6, and then 6 burpees. Just over a minute. AMRAPs, you got to kind of play the mental game because you just got to keep pushing yourself a little bit. Whew. Still got about 40 seconds. Catching our breath, getting our mind right. And then we basically get to lay on our backs for the finisher. It's practically a rest. 20 more seconds. So we're going with 6, right arm, clean and jerk, 6, left arm, clean and jerk, 6, side facing burpees in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, getting the burpees in. Looking good. Good job, Susan. Keep working. Yep. With the jerk, don't be afraid to jump under it and catch it in a quarter squat, Tim. And then use your legs. Especially as you start getting tired. Denise, same arm, 6 right, 6 left first. This is not alternating, it's okay. No problem, just count those reps and finish them off. All right, keep it up, good job. That off arm cannot touch anything as you're supporting. I'm leaving my feet to catch or receive it. Jumping under the weight with the jerk. Under 90 seconds. One minute. Seconds. And 2, 1. All right. Oh my God, I need a second. Oh, some good work. Woo. All right. I'm going to set the clock for the finisher while we're catching our breath. We already did these moves in the warm-up. We're alternating. Sorry. 6 rounds of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds of work. 2 moves, so 3 rounds for each. We're going to start with those hollow body flutter clicks, and then we're going to alternate between that and straight leg sit-ups. So 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. I just need like another 20 seconds to catch my breath. Clear out your area. If you want to hold a single dumbbell up to scale up, that's totally fine. You would be on your back and you'd be holding it above your head. Or for the straight leg sit-ups, you're traveling with it like a weighted sit-up. Okay. Make sure we can get on the floor here together. Hitting that start button. Moving my dumbbell. All right. 3, 2, 1. So you're going into that hollow with your flutter kick. You could scale up with a weight like I'm doing here. Otherwise, your arms are back. Or you could scale by putting them to the sides. My toes are pointed. My knees are locked. I'm really kicking from my hips, using my hip flexors. 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right. Next one is the straight leg sit-ups. So if you're using a weight, you're going to use it like a weighted sit-up. For these, because I want to touch my toes and work on my range. 2, 1. Really squeezing my quads here to make sure my knees stay straight, and also helps give me a little momentum coming up. My toes are pointed back towards me, dorsiflex back towards your body. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Woo, when you do them with the straight leg, they almost have a little bit of a GHD feel because of how you're reaching up and touching your toes. We're going back to the flutter kicks. This time, no weight. Getting into my hollow. Shoulders are off the ground. Back is touching. You could go slow kicks, bigger. You can go little fast ones. You can go bigger fast ones. It all works a little differently. Whew, those burn. You have to take a quick break, breathe for 2 seconds and try and get back into it. I'm feeling them myself. Did those toes to bar yesterday. If you did those toe to bar yesterday, you're feeling it. 2, 1. And back up. Woo. Back to the sit-up. Second round. 3, 2, 1, go. Halfway. All right, good. Sorry. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I always slide back when I'm doing sit-ups. So I'm slowly getting closer to Nicole as we are working here. It's a traveling sit-up. It's a new move. 3, 2, 1. Back to the flutter kicks. Last round on these guys. Again, take a second, gather yourself if you need to, and jump right back in. 5 seconds, hang on. All right. Woo, don't forget to breathe. Last round. And then we have 5 minutes of mobility to make us feel great. Here we go. You should feel great about what you did. Let's finish strong. 2, 1, go. Five seconds. Yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're gonna stay on the ground. I'm gonna reset for a 5-minute EMOM. And we are just gonna do some mobility. As always, if you need to cut out, that's fine. I know people have different work start times. Fast forward and hit it later on in the day. We're gonna start on the ground. Pretty sure we did this with a side to side stretch. Excuse me, so I'm up on my knees. Arms are going out and down, a little bent. And what I'm gonna do is go down to one side, touch my ear, straighten my arm, come up and go to the other side. I'm on my knees. So you should feel this coming out of your pec and your shoulder. If you can, get that shoulder all the way to the ground. Just touching, holding for a second, and going side to side. Touch the ear, touch the shoulder, come up, go to the other side. Ear and shoulder. I love this. This is one of my favorites. Anything that works my shoulders is good. All right, we're gonna stay right here. Do an old manual tricep stretch. So hand comes up, down and over. I'm touching my spine, grabbing my elbow, and just pulling down. Right here. Should feel this coming out. We've been doing a lot of overhead work, and this will help out your triceps for sure. Even feel it into your lats. We're gonna do a minute on both sides here, on each side. Always think about the rest of your body. We are stretching our tricep, but I'm also thinking about my shoulders being back and down. I'm also bringing my belly button towards my spine, so I'm not overly arching or hinging. So it's not just switch sides, shake it out a second, switch sides. It's not just when you're working on your mobility, I want you to think beyond just the sort of stimulus or concentration of the stretch, and also think about what the rest of your body is doing in the stretch. So right now my head is actually pushing against my left forearm. I'm trying to open up out of my lats and shoulders, just like I would if I was pressing overhead. And that's actually helping my tricep stretch. Hits some of the back deltoid. And again, it goes down into the lat. So keep that core tight. Two, one. All right, now we're gonna go into a hip opener. So deep lunge, my knee is back, my foot is untucked in the back. I'm in a good deep lunge and my leg is actually a little wide. I'm gonna work to get the elbow down and then turn up into it. And just flow back and forth between these two positions. If you can get your elbow all the way down to the ground, that's spectacular. I'm not quite there. And when you reach up with your right hand, squeeze that left glute, and you'll really activate your hip flexor as you're looking up. So that leg that's going back, when I reach up, I'm squeezing my left glute, and that's helping. Switch sides, come out of it. That's helping to hit that stretch reflex in the antagonistic muscle, which is the hip flexor in that case. So same thing, getting your nice deep lunge, elbow going down, reaching up left, squeezing right glute. We just hit these hip flexors hard with the core work. And if you have a job where you do a lot of sitting, most likely you have tight hip flexors, because if you're sitting, your hip flexors are contracted and shortening. So stretching these out are going to be great for you. It can contribute to back pain, to low back pain. And come out of it. Last one, just come into a nice butterfly position. Hands go under your legs, come out by your feet. Big breath and hinge from your hips. Low back stretch going towards your feet. You can drop your head, let it all hang loose. Really stretching out of the base of your spine. I'm using my elbows to push against my hamstrings a little to help pull myself forward. And breathe into it. Really, as you take your breath, feel yourself creating space in your low spine. And 3, 2, 1, come out of it. All right, gang. We did it again. Another week of Zoom in the books. As usual, some people's alarms are just going off and you already did a ton of work, so you should feel great about yourselves. Showing up is all half the battle. The work is secondary once you turn on and join the class. So good on all of you for today. Keep hitting up some of those stretches throughout the day. They're really good for you. They're going to make you come back stronger for your workout and training tomorrow. And thank you for joining me. I always appreciate you guys showing up.
Thank you so much, Eric.
Thanks a lot,
All
Eric.
right, you all have a great week.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Care.